basically, neopronouns are kind of like when somebody doesn't identify or isn't comfortable with using he, she, or they, and they want something else that's not gender specific, but still makes them feel euphoria and feel confident in their gender. And so, like for me, I use Zer and Fair for when I'm feeling different genders, and when I'm feeling more like I want to use Zer, I associate that for me with like no gender, just like no, haha, gender, no thank you. And then you associate Fair with more of like all of the genders. But then there's also like the in-between where I like feel more towards one or another, or he or they or something like that. But it's 100% different for everybody. Those neopronouns don't have an assigned gender to them. And so somebody could just be using them because they don't like any of the other pronouns. And there's so many different neopronouns. And so I hope that cleared it up a little bit.
I don't know what the you're talking about.
So I honestly think I am more confused now after listening to that young lady we just heard from in the first clip than I ever was about neopronouns. And by the way, what was that black stuff under her eyes? She's either a baseball player or a chimney sweep. Anyway, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for joining me. So I have a fairly quick and very crazy liberal meltdown clown world update for you guys today. And as usual, we have very little time to waste. So let's get into it. Now, if you place your attention on the screen for a moment. So this slightly rotund individual is Maggie. Now, Maggie is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman and calls himself a transbian or trans lesbian. Now, Maggie uses she, her pronouns as well as, you guessed it, ladies' restrooms. What?
That boy is a P-I-G pig.
Now, I mentioned this in yesterday's video, and it is absolutely amazing. These people don't just suffer from TDS, also known as Trump derangement syndrome. They now also suffer from EDS, or Elon derangement syndrome. And they keep saying that a billionaire is buying the presidency because Elon wants to help out Trump any way he can. But when Zuckerberg was throwing his Zuckerbucks into the 2020 election, or the other billionaire funds all these far-left prosecutors throughout the country, it's crickets from these people. Anyway, let's keep it moving with Rosie O'Donnell's rant on Elon Musk. Roll it.
What can we say about Elon Musk? How did this happen? How is this allowed to happen? How is the richest man in the world allowed to buy the presidency? How? And where are the scholars, and where are the lawyers, and where are the poets and the political commentators who are gonna not normalize this insanity? It is absolutely insane. Insane. And those Tesla cars are so ugly.
Well, why don't you cry about it? Saddlebags?
Now, for those of you that aren't quite for sure exactly what happened recently, a very brief and simplified explanation is Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy shed some light on this monstrosity of a 1,500-page continuing resolution spending bill. And it kind of worked. The bill went from 1,500 pages to what, 180 or something like that? I can't figure out for the life of me why these shitlibs are upset about it. Roll it.
If I understand correctly, what happened the past 2 days in the United States of America is that the new attempted mob bosses of America, Donald Trump and Elon Musk, tried to bully, intimidate, and threaten the Republicans in Congress to do what they wanted. And it looked like it almost worked. But at the end of the day, 38 Republicans said no. They stood up to the bullies. They stood up to the wannabe mobsters of this country. That's what I understand happened.
You know, it's amazing. You are 100% wrong. I mean, nothing you've said has been right.
And next up, we have this fellow who has this unreasonable, seething hatred for Elon Musk. And listen, I'm no Elon fanboy, but I don't hate the guy. I'm just neutral on it, I guess, whatever. But this doesn't make any sense. Roll it.
Can we as a nation please collectively tell Elon Musk to f*** off? So Elon, get into one of your spaceships and shoot yourself into the sun.
Go f yourself. Go f yourself. Is that clear?
And next up, we have this young fellow who is tired of people saying that liberals are so emotional. And then he proceeds to get so emotional. Roll it.
Liberals are so emotional. You're right, you unempathetic, empty-skulled buffoon. You're right, we are emotional. I'm sorry that it does not fill you with unfathomable rage that you could work for $2,000 an hour, 40 hours a week since Jesus supposedly fucking died, and you would still only have 2% of what Elon Musk has. I'm sorry that it doesn't fill you with rage that children go to school where they should learn and have opportunities in life, and they get fucking. I'm sorry that none of that makes you feel anything. Because to me, all that says is you don't feel shit. Nothing in your life makes you happy or sad or anything. And it's not about hate or vitriol from me anymore. All I do is fucking pity you people. Because what you've done is you've made this bed and now you're gonna sleep in it. And it was all for the sake of hating people with slightly different skin color than you, or hating people who decide they want to lead their life in a different way than you would lead yours. It's fucking despicable. I'm tired of it.
Oh, don't give me that liberal bullshit.
This next clip is kind of interesting. This fella doesn't think Trump won the election. Then he proceeds to almost put the camera in his mouth. Roll it.
There are not enough crayons in this entire universe for me to explain to you dumbass Trump cult members that he did not win. He did not win. He did not win. But that's okay. You can think what you want. Stay mad. We don't care.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
And next up, we have this young lady who deliberately wants to make herself look unattractive to conservatives. That's a weird flex. Roll it.
Each time a conservative tells me they don't like my bangs or my piercings, I'm gonna cut them shorter and get pierced again, because if you guys don't like them, that means I'm doing something right.
Fucking ugly bitch.
And next up, we have this lovely lady who asks the question, when was the last time you knew someone who switched from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party? She thinks it's the other way around. Just recently, we had some pretty prominent individuals switch, like RFK Jr., Tulsi Gabbard, Joe Rogan, Elon Musk. A lot of people recently have switched from left to right, or at least left to center, but like the rest of these people, she has it backwards. Roll it.
When was the last time one of your friends felt the need to leave the Democratic Party and become a Republican? Right? Me neither. It's always the other way around. That should tell us something.
Are you stupid or something?
Hey guys, real quick, before we go any further, I want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let this loop on the screen. Yes, we have a new OOTN, or Outfit of the Night, from Al Weezy. He kind of looks like a Batman villain in this one, doesn't he? Anyway, today's video is being brought to us by none other than Pastor Bob Rogers. Pastor Bob, thank you so much, sir, for sponsoring today's video. I really appreciate the support. And I want to give a big shout out to today's honorable mention, Kansas City Scientology Audit, for leaving a super thanks on the last video. So, Kansas City Scientology Audit, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So once again, today's video sponsor is Pastor Bob Rogers, with the honorable mention going to Kansas City Scientology Audit. Now, if you'd like to sponsor the next video and help support the channel, there is a PayPal link in the description box below, and I will say your full name as a sponsor of said video unless stated otherwise by you. All right, I think we've all seen enough of Al Weezy for one day. Please get this off the screen. Oof.
Oh, that's so disgusting. Oh my God.
All right, let's step away from politics and the liberal meltdowns for a moment and see what else is happening out there in clown world. Next up, we have this young lady who identifies as a non-binary and says if you call her ma'am, she's basically just going to ignore you and pretend she doesn't know what the hell you're talking about. Roll it.
Listen, when I meet a stranger, I'm not going to come out to that stranger, nor do I expect that stranger to get my pronouns correct, okay? But when a stranger looks at me and goes, hey, ma'am, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, yeah, me, sorry. And they have no idea why I just did that, but I'm not a ma'am, I'm not a lady, I'm not a girl, I'm not she, her, that's not who I am. I don't expect a stranger to get my pronouns right, but don't be surprised when a stranger calls me ma'am if I do like a little who are they talking to moment.
What the hell did you just say?
I'm not a ma'am, I'm not a lady, I'm not a girl, I'm not she, her, that's not who I am.
You're an idiot!
All right, next up we have this clip from a talk show called The View. Now, this isn't the Whoopi Joy Behar view, but anyway, this is probably the craziest clip we're going to see today. This individual, Lila, who is a biological man that identifies as a trans woman, just wants to use the girls' locker room. Roll it.
Trans people see themselves, they really do, as the gender they identify as. And I think if a lot of people would start to, change and see themselves as the gender that they are presenting themselves as and identify as, there'd be a lot less negativity. In the locker room, you never really see anybody's parts anyways. So nobody really knows what I have down there unless I tell them.
Unless you tell them. I know that the district did try to accommodate you, and they provided a separate locker room, a separate changing room just for you, but you still wanted to be in the girls' locker room because that's how you identify. Why?
It's because I'm a girl, and I feel like it's weird to be removed from all the other girls, and I feel kind of like, here are the boys, and then here are the girls. Oh yeah, here's Lila. And I really didn't like that. I felt kind of separated.
Man, you are one twisted fuck.
All right, guys, we're going to be wrapping it up with this clip from The Real View, and I call this show The Gift That Keeps On Giving because the content they put out for Clown World is endless. And in this clip, they are talking about what else? Elon Musk and Donald Trump. I don't know how this show is still on TV. Anyway, things are clearly getting very crazy out there, guys, so please take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Till next time, love you guys. Peace. Roll it.
Who is in charge? Because I've been saying it for a while.
Yes, you have.
I've been saying that I think Elon Musk believes he's president. I do.
Well, you've been calling him vice president.
I've called him vice president. I called him president because I don't know what JD is doing. I hardly ever say. I don't remember the last time we even talked about JD.
You're right. He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
So you think it's Musk? Musk Vance?
Possible.
Hey, you know who? Stay away from the stairways. Because, people put the leg out to trip you going down the stairs. Watch out.
What did you say? What the f did you just say?
He's planning the presidency when they get rid of Trump.
That's the dumbest thing you could have said. What are you, an idiot?
And you ain't black.